Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an episode of Career Mode, and we're back, and we got some goodness for you all. And to kick it all off, I've got a game against PSV. PSV are going to be a team that are really going to challenge for the title with me. You know, they're going to be the team I'm going to lock horns with, and you know, they're going to be my main rivals, I figure, for the title, and it's going to be really interesting to see how it all pans out. I decided I'd play arguably the strongest side that I have at the moment. Obviously, they're not exactly a strong side at the moment, but I feel as though with Ajax, the more I play with the players, the better they're going to become. And unfortunately, fortunately for me, unfortunately for them, they miss an absolute sitter. I mean, you guys, like, anyone could have buried that. But Babel there just nicks it off the player Wijnaldum, I think is how you say it, or Wij. I remember I did something on him back in FIFA 12, but I mean, that was that was literally a goal gifted to me. But I was glad that Babel could finish that off because you know, it's opportunities like that where I really need to finish, you know, make the points count, really. But Ibarbo there makes a fantastic run. That change of pace there really is what made the difference for me. The change of pace managed to burst past the defense, and not to mention it was a cracking finish. Although it was near post, and we always talk about near post, it was actually really good to see him finish that nicely. But unfortunately for me, you know, going 2-0 up, we managed to let them sneak back into the game, letting them go 2-1, which was pretty close. But again, another really quite fortunate thing that went my way, which was a penalty was given to me. And you know, those are the sort of things that I actually feel as though as if EA aren't always against me, you know, is when penalties go with me. But I mean, like, a lot of the time I'll notice that you go down one end and you'll do exactly the same, and you won't get the penalty. But if you do it to them in your box, you know it's a penalty to them, and it's just really irritating in times like that. The keeper makes some fantastic saves and is all over the place. Unfortunately for Vermeer, though, it just wasn't enough, and they ended up scoring again. But we did win, and that's what matters. For me, you know, Vermeer has actually pulled off some class saves. You know, he has been a really instrumental part of the team, and he's just been really, really solid. There are parts where I'm like, you know, he probably could have held on to that rather than parrying it away. But at the end of the day, I believe he is only 76, or maybe he's 77 by now, rated keeper. So I can't expect too much from him. But at the same time, like, those sort of reaction saves, making the double saves, things like that, really do count. I did have a Champions League game though, and we all know Champions League is where I want to stamp my foot down and you know, kind of let everyone know that I'm here and I'm about, and that I want to win this mother trucking tournament. So another little squad report for you chaps. I know you guys are addicted to these squad reports, and I'm kind of getting addicted myself because it's so awesome to see the growth. I mean, I think I showed it in, maybe it was just last episode, but I'm going to try and feature them a little bit more regularly. Maybe not every episode, but you know, I'll try and get it maybe one every 3 or 4 episodes, because it seems as though it's something you guys are interested in. And I feel as though it's quite important, especially playing with Ajax, because what we're relying on with Ajax is the fact that our players are going to develop well, become much better throughout the space of 2 or 3 seasons. So that's something to really keep in mind. And for that reason, I'm going to try and do my best and get you guys squad reports on the regular. Anyways, we had a game against the Champions League, like I was saying. And I believe the way you pronounce his name is Anderlecht. And yeah, so Anderlecht, I don't know too much about them. They're not a really well-known club. Well, certainly not in the UK, but I've definitely heard of them before. And I know that, you know, they're a good squad. And to be in the Champions League, you have to be good anyway. So there was definitely I was definitely not underestimating them. Jesus, I can't even speak today. So yeah, I mean, I was doing that, and you know, they were on the attack here. And Jesus Christ, man, conceding headers and are just the most irritating thing ever. Not only that, but conceding them to the computer is just that little bit more irritating. But there, Babel decides to take it really far wide, cuts it back in, and he was actually doing a really good job of just waiting for the space to open up, and a really nice little cut back into the box. And you guys might have seen there that the ball actually bounced as he cut it back in, and the way you do that is hold left trigger and do the fake shot. Usually, if the player is 4-star skills or higher, this will cause them to do a Ronaldo chop, or yeah, I call it the Ronaldo chop. So you have to make sure that they are no more than 4-star skills. But fortunately for me, it worked out really there, because Fisher actually took the ball really cleanly and buried that really nicely. But that was 1-1. But they weren't done there yet, and Vermeer again makes a cracking save, but unfortunately it was straight into the attacker's path, and it meant that he could clean up there and bury it to make him go 2-1 up. With that being said, though, I definitely felt the game was going a little bit back and forth. There was no clear better player, and we were all just sort of back and forth all the time. It was just they had a little bit more, I don't want to say luck, because it wasn't necessarily luck, but they certainly had the more clinical finish. But talk about clinical finish. God damn it, Babel, you big animal. I mean, that's some next level stuff right there. Babel just finishing it into the bottom right hand corner in the near post, and that was 2-2. It's not exactly the result I was hoping for. You know, if I want to do well in this Champions League, I gotta find some victories from somewhere, but it was okay. Everything was gonna be all right. It ended up 2-2, so that's 1 point in the group stage. I don't know if you guys have already seen my group table. If not, go back a couple episodes and you guys might see it. I believe it was maybe episode 1, maybe episode 2 that you guys that I show the Champions League tables, so go ahead and check that out. It's definitely worth taking a look at. But then we have Utrecht. You know, it's just, this is going to be a disaster when it comes to names. I'm just going to be butchering them for days. So anyways, I had this game, a league game, so we all know that I'm kind of favorite to win the league, if not come second. So it was important that I won a game like this, because for me, PSV are probably the team that I've got to keep an eye out for most. Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you think is the team that I definitely have to keep my eye out for most? I definitely feel as though it's PSV for me. I think they've definitely got the strongest squad, but I'm not entirely too sure. So you guys let me know in the comments, and I'll be more than happy just to read through them, and that way I kind of understand for myself. But a beautiful little cut back in, and yes! FIFA BS going my way. I love it. Just amazing there. An own goal in the 15th minute. That set me up really nicely, and we kind of just steamrolled from then on. Things were looking tasty. Things were going well. Babel just taunting the opposing team there with some nice dribbling, some good 1-2 passing there, and Ibarbo there takes it past the defender who was caught napping and buries that in the 22nd minute. 2-0 up, and we didn't stop there. You know, it was time to really do some damage. After that 2-2 draw against Anderlecht, we really wanted to sort things out, get things straight, and make sure, you know, we kind of get things going, because we have been struggling to find the back of the net, but this game everything just clicked and it all went very, very well. A beautiful little cross from Ibarbo onto Babel's head, and Babel there does a fantastic job. Now Lukoki has the pace of a cougar. Look at that troll go. What an animal he is. I mean, that's some next level pace right there. So he does a great job of taking it down the wing, and at last, you know, I remember in QPR those sort of goals where you're running at a sort of 90-degree angle and then firing from there just wouldn't go in, but they would go in when I was playing for QPR because of the talent I had in the team. This team, I've tried it a few times and it hasn't worked out, but it seemed to work out there pretty nicely for me. But guys, I've kind of come up with something a little bit new to get you guys involved. So as you can see, the usual sort of outro screen, but there's a big white bit in the middle. So this guy on Facebook is James Parry asks, are you any good at real football? And I'm going to try and do this on all the videos, to just pick one question out, whether that be from Facebook or Twitter, and just answer them, you know, pretty quickly, not spend too much time on them. But James, I play, you know, I used to play a lot more when I was around 15, 16, things like that. Recently, in the last year, I just haven't played much football. But hopefully when I move down to London, I really want to start up some five-a-side, because I love five-a-side football. I think it's so much fun. So I really want to get back into it. But to answer your question, I'd say I'm pretty good at it. You know, I'm definitely no pro, because I just do it for fun and entertainment with friends. But yeah, I really do enjoy it, and yes, I did play it quite a lot, especially when I was a little bit younger. Hope you guys have all had a cracking day. I'll catch you in a little bit. Let me know what you think to my new idea, and I'll catch you in a bit. Bye bye.